Have you spent all day sitting at a desk, sometimes for hours on end? Well, today on Delmarva Life, find out how you may be on your way to death by desk. We'll tell you what researchers have linked to that sedentary sitting.
Well, if it's not your desk, maybe it's your commute that's hurting your health. Have you thought about that? How spending time behind the wheel could be taking years off of your life.
If you think money is your way to a better life and you're still debating whether a college degree is worth the cost, well, we break down how much you're going to pay for that piece of paper and whether the 4 years is time well spent.
We've all heard the saying, leaders are born, not made, but is that really the case? Coming up, we're going to show you how to plant the seeds of success early to help you raise your daughters to lead.
And a lot of our daughters look to Barbie as a role model, so it only makes sense that with more women hitting the workforce, they too would take a company lead. How the toy makers are breaking another barrier when it comes to influencing your kids.
The heat is on. Can I sing that? No, I guess not. With another day of temperatures in the 90s, unfortunately, it may also be another day of headlines of kids and animals being left in hot cars. We're going to tell you how quickly things can heat up, how technology is helping to track our pets' temperatures, and we're going to show you how your pooch can both look and feel cool at the same time.
Well, something else that's cool, a garden full of butterflies. Gardening expert Jenny Rosenkrantz is here to show you what you need to plant to attract them.
And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm a little afraid of rivers. Coming up, I'll be biting the bullet and jumping in the Nanacoke to tell you about Riverfest 2014.
You're good. Thinking about building a new home, but you have no idea where to start? We're going to weigh today the pros and cons of modular versus stick-built homes.
And Halle Berry moves to the small screen in the new CBS drama Extant. We go behind the scenes of this Spielberg sci-fi thriller. Delmarva Life starts right now. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopper. Welcome to Delmarva Life from Historic Studio D.
You probably don't need us to tell you. It's been really hot lately. And you know what, Jimmy? I wouldn't mind spending the afternoon floating down a river cooling off.
Really? Do you know who's going to be doing that? As a matter of fact, you just saw him. Delmarva Life, Sean Stryker, joining us now from Seaford. I got to admit, Sean, you got us a little bit jealous here.
Well, Jimmy and Lisa, normally on a day like today, I'd be jealous of you guys getting to sit in a nice, cool, air-conditioned studio, but in a little bit, I'm going to be jumping in the Nanacoke River to cool off. But first, before I do that, I want to tell you about Riverfest 2014, and here to help me do that is Trisha Newcomer. Trisha, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
What is Riverfest?
Riverfest is our festival that takes about a day and a half to showcase our downtown Seaford area as well as our great asset of the Nanacoke River.
So what kind of things happen?
There's a little bit of everything for everybody, the whole entire family. We have entertainment on our main stage, various different music acts. We have a children's area, lots of things for your kids to do. I have a marriage challenge this year, and you want to keep an eye to the sky on that one. We've got a parachute jumper that's actually bringing the ducks in for a duck putting competition.
Duck punting, that's putting, excuse me. That sounds pretty interesting. When is this all going down?
It all kicks off Friday night at 5. Our opening ceremonies in Mount Olivet Church parking lot at 5 o'clock. We'll go till about 11 Friday night, and then Saturday we'll kick off at 7:15 bright and early with registration for our float in, and then we'll go all day till 11, so you don't want to miss it.
So the float in is when you float down the river on these inner tubes, and that's what we're about to demonstrate. I'm going to hand you the mic. I'm going to take off all my electronics, and we're going to hop in. Tell them about these tubes and where you can get them.
Sure. We actually have tubes available the day of registration. You have singles or doubles. Your single tubes are $15. Your double tubes are $20. Kids 16 and under are required to wear life jackets, so either you want to bring them with you or we have them for sale that day also.
Well, I'm ready. I got my hat on. I told you I'm a little afraid.
You can handle it.
Let's head in. Okay.
Ready?
I don't know what it is about rivers that just kind of gets me. Ocean, I'm fine. Lakes,
Just jump in.
But rivers, okay. All right, we're off. Hey, this isn't that bad.
No, it's not bad at all. It's great. It's great, relaxing.
It's about a mile and a half float.
Absolutely.
And you come down here and they kind of pull you out and they pull you out the water.
You'll float out and you come right here. We've got some people that'll pull you right out.
All right. Well, if you want to find out more about Riverfest, you can visit our website, wboc.com. Click on our picture at the top of the page. Back to you guys.
Awesome.
Did you hear that? That's cool. The Seaford Fire Department thinking they have a water rescue on the way. That's the problem. No, everything is good. Now, if you like things the old-fashioned way, you are absolutely going to love the Tuckahoe Steam and Gas Show this weekend, hailing back to the days of steam-driven tractors and giant workhorses, room-sized wheat threshers, rock crushers, and lumber mills. That event kicks off tomorrow. The 41st annual Tuckahoe Steam and Gas Show is about 5 miles north of Easton, about 23 miles west of east of the Bay Bridge. It's just off Route 50. You've probably seen it before. Kids under 12 are free. Adults are only $6. Special events include a horse pull at 7:30 Friday, garden tractor pull beginning at 10 o'clock Saturday, a kiddie pedal tractor pull at 1 o'clock. I want to do that one so bad.
I'd like to see you do
That's
that
going
one.
to be Saturday as well. And the Delmarva Tractor Puller Association Antique Tractor Pull starts at 10 o'clock Sunday morning, right after the church service at 9.
That is so cool. I always
Great
pass that
weekend.
place, never stopped.
Yeah.
I think this is a time that I need to
Need
stop.
to this weekend.
All right, I want to tell you about a local chef. You know, we have chefs on the show all the time. We have one that's appearing on the Travel Channel tomorrow night. That's Eric Fraze, as part of a championship team a couple of years ago. The Preston native will be on American Grilled tomorrow night at 9, going head-to-head for, get this, $10,000 and, of course, bragging rights. He's a landfield engineer who grew up on a farm in Maryland and began grilling at a very young age.
How about that?
Isn't that neat?
That is some
Gonna be
big
rooting
time
him
stuff there. Yeah. You know, talking about watching people, it was estimated last year that there was like 60 to 70,000 people that traveled to or within Sussex County to watch the Pumpkin Chunkin' last year.
I was one of them.
We were one of them. I was one of them. 5,000 to 6,000 people actually come in to compete. Guess what? Dover International Speedway spokesman Gary Camp says the chunk organizers have approved moving to the Woodlands. They've been chunking in Sussex County since the beginning in 1986. Details should be finalized soon because we're only, what, like 3 months out from this year's Pumpkin Chunkin'.
How about
And
that?
Woodlands is the same place they do Firefly,
That's
right?
where they do Firefly,
Okay,
yeah. And apparently people who travel to Ocean City are saying a lot of good things about Northside Park. In fact, we want to congratulate Ocean City's Northside Park. It received a TripAdvisor Certificate of Excellence Award. The accolade honors hospitality excellence and is given only to establishments that consistently achieve outstanding traveler reviews on TripAdvisor. In case you didn't know, Northside Park is located on 125th Street and the Bay.
And beautiful, too.
It is.
While we're talking traveling, let's talk about traveling a little farther. Final preparations are underway for Orbital Sciences Corporation's Antares rocket. Take a look at this. The Orbital Sciences moving the payload fairing into place on the Antares rocket.
3, 2, 1.
You probably remember January's launch of the Antares from NASA Wallops. The launch is scheduled for Friday, 1:40 in the afternoon. NASA's launch weather officer indicates 60% chance of favorable weather at time of liftoff.
Yeah, well,
I love that
let's take it even further.
Farther.
Farther to Mars. How's that sound? The
Come
Mission
on.
to Mars Science Camp is set next week at Colonel Richardson Middle School. Sounds like something
Ooh.
you would like. That's Caroline County science teacher Ron Honer front and center there, experiencing zero gravity at the Northrop Grumman Space Education Program. Lucky guy.
That'd be awesome, man.
He and Trina Honer in Kent County are providing a special opportunity for middle school students to explore space mission planning and problem solving using real NASA activities and gameplay. Now, this 1 week CRMS based camp ends with a field trip to the NASA Flight Center in Wallops Island on July 20th. Are you interested? For registration information, call Caroline County Recreation and Parks at this number, 410-479-8120.
We could slip in. They'd believe we were
yeah,
middle schoolers.
yeah.
We act like that a lot.
Especially you.
Thank you. The Maryland School for the Blind is hosting Camp Abilities Maryland in Easton. Get this, a developmental sports and recreation camp for children and youth ages 9 to 17 with visual impairments. Camp Abilities has served students from Maryland, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. for the last 5 years. It's the only overnight sports camp in the state for blind or visually impaired students. The purpose of the program is to empower campers with visual impairments to be physically active, improve their health and well-being, and gain confidence.
How about that?
Yeah. You know, there are advantages to modern machinery. For instance, if you're heading to the beach this summer looking for fun, but you want to do something a little different, here you go. Just have your friends bring his heavy equipment, and go for a spin on the beach. That does kind of look like
That
fun.
looks like a lot of summer fun. Well, the summer fun will soon be over for college students. A new semester starts in about 6 weeks for some. Still ahead on Delmarva Life, obviously not everyone goes to college. A lot of young people say they just can't afford it. But what's the cost of skipping a higher education? We crunch the numbers, and you may be surprised to hear the answer.
Well, whether you go to college or not, you want to be a leader, not a follower. That's a message that many educators are trying to convey to young people, especially girls. What the experts say parents should do early to plant that seed.
And speaking of seeds, planting butterfly attracting flowers in your yard can help stabilize a very complicated ecosystem. Gardening expert Jenny Rosenkrantz shows us how.
And you know, your work could be causing some very serious health complications. You're going to find out what researchers have linked to heart disease and even cancer. Delmarva Life will be right back.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and LG dealers, and State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.